are you more scared of dying or are you more scared of losing money right now?
Oh, what a see. Well, people criticize me for giving compliments, but the truth is we never get compliments. So fuck yous. This guy, you ask the best questions.
Yeah,
No, I'm not
thanks, man.
thinking about money because I was never a money person, which is one of the reasons why I have money because I never spent it except on my current wife because my first wife's family had a lot of money. So I'll have enough because I don't, I have like you have your shelter, you have your kids, we need
Hmm.
food. And what else? Really?
So you're just
But if you
laissez-faire about it. So you're not that upset about it then.
No, 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 no. By the way, I don't know if you should use the word laissez-faire.
Why?
Laissez-faire. It could have been
Okay,
worse.
maybe you're right. Not with this community. You're totally right, man. Thank you.
Not for any heterosexual maybe with Righteous J if you're on with him. The question is,
Cosmic won't
no,
understand that word.
this
You're
is a
right.
big deal. I'm affected by it because I know older people that are not going to make it. And now social distance. I'm not like when I was working. I have all that many people around. What about you? You probably have a lot more people around, right?
Right now, not really. I mean, it's kind of locked down right now. Everybody's just staying home and
Good.
and
Good.
working off their savings, basically, if they have one. If not, they're praying to God that Trump gives them $1,000 check in the mail. And an interesting thing we could talk about is a lot of people were just going crazy about socialism, right? They were, let's say, socialism, socialism, socialism. But
Like
then,
me, I don't like it.
but when
Yeah,
as
go
soon as
on.
something like this happens, they're like, "Yeah, I'll take that $1,000," and it's so shitty that so many like
That's
basically Bernie Bros are like, "Hey, Trump supporters, you want to take that $1,000? What happened to all that socialism is bad
socialism.
shit."
That's not socialism. That's an emergency measure.
I agree.
Any political government would do that, and I feel bad. And all these other streams aren't talking about how hard it is for the majority of you guys, right? Was my ego because I really should not have done more than one or two shows.
Right, man.
I
It's
mean,
tough.
I do too much, I'm too attached to this laptop, but I wanted the feeling of saying I did it, you motherfuckers. I dominated, I was the best, and it's also kind of cool that I lost all three. Now, I wanted to keep on the Busters. I did, and that guy turned out to be hurt me the most ever because he crossed that line, and whatever people rationalize, he doxed me, and just the possibility that you might believe me that doxing of an unusual name might get me in a little physical danger there. Just explore the possibility that maybe I'm being truthful and maybe at some point in my life I legally got some bad guys working for illegal that I got them mad at me.
I think you
So
can't.
yeah,
I don't
come
think
back
what
to the
Hostbusters
question.
did was
Fuck
right.
him.
But I also don't think that you can rationalize an emotional response, and he most definitely had an emotional response to whatever you leaked to Ross about him in the
Sure,
DMs.
of course.
So I
Of
don't
course,
know
and I
what it
made a
was. Something about him
mistake.
groveling or being like, did being petulant? Did you put that in there just to twist a knife on him, or was it something that?
I Okay, twist the knife. I trusted Ross. Do you think I would ever think he would give me up?
Well,
That
I
was
mean,
dumb. I'm
we
dumb
can
about
call
Ross.
Hostbusters a doxer, but at the
You're
same
saying
time, you
twisted
did.
in. It wasn't motivated. I never thought he'd hear that. So that's not true at all. There was no twisting.
But did you
I
betray
trusted
Hostbusters' trust
Ross.
with the DMs though? That's all I'm asking.
Don't you ever say things that with somebody you trust that probably isn't a smart or nice thing to do, of course, and I made a mistake and I apologize,
Okay.
but he But I never crossed that line. Either doxing is right or doxing is wrong, and it's wrong. And what I said about Rocks, he never doxed me. That's crossing the line, and that's why he's creepy and vindictive. And he's still funny, but not as funny to me. To me, he's the guy who used to be funny, and he can pretend. I did all the work on that show, so he even took my name. I said Busters from Host Busters. He never did an original segment. I did all that. I did all the marathons except the last one, and that's cool, and that's cool. And I think it got to him because people said to him, well, it's a Sam Hill show. Nobody helped. Nobody helped. So enough of working with other people. I'll make appearances and be in chat, but I'm never going to have a co-host. I might do my own show. I learned. I'm not going to give someone up power. I built that show up. Now it's just back to the usual okay of people fighting. Busters was great. Busters meant something to most people, and some looked forward to it because they told me in private. They don't put their faces out there, but that's okay. They tell me in private. It meant something to me, and it was good. And you were on the show, Click, and you were great because it was designed to let you breathe. Now what is it?
There's enough time, yeah.
Him pretending that I'm not there. There's not real laughter. It's just putting down people.
You're like almost like a stepfather to these shows because you spend time with them, you're attached to them, you get to love them, but you have no legal rights to them, and they can be ripped from you at any moment. So I agree. I think you should start your own channel and do your own show. Then you got nobody to blame. It's all you.
It's predictable that when I'm riding high and I've had 5 shows, when I'm doing well, people are nicer to me. I get all these emails and people telling me how cool I am, like Nat Chloe, and then I lose the show, and I lose a lot of that people like Nat Chloe. It was, you're cool, here's screenshots. So you're not asking
Sam.
me, here they are. Oh, deep into the asshole that's called Nat Chloe. We all know that when we are doing and I had 3 shows going on at once, and I was at peace with Ross Dog, the latent homosexual man, and I was doing well, that these people dig me. And then you find out the real people and character of people, because I got 3 shows and maybe 4 and maybe 5, and then I lost them all. I lost the first with Griggy because I like Griggy, but behind the scenes, you can't ball bust. At least I can have fun with him. He's a real serious guy, and I can be an asshole, and I dig not being so serious, so it wasn't his fault. We did good together. That one show had a theme. I started off slow. We did good together. So
this all comes back to Nat Chloe?
You want to bring it to Nat Chloe. Let me just go to the second show, which was with Ross Dog. Well, originally that was with David Walsh, and David Walsh and me were doing a show, and he was 100%, and he had my back, and then he didn't. So there was a slot Ross Dog had for me and David, so Ross Dog took it, but I really didn't want to work with him. I mean, it would have been great, and I would have made it great, but he's a fucker to work with. He's this little, he's a talented, smart plumber who created this channel, but he has a thin skin, really. He has personal problems I won't go into, not that I know, but that's the only thing explains. He was a righteous, good guy, and now he's proud of being vile. So I didn't care about that show, but I did about Busters. Now, Nat Chloe, I should have known because, I've stopped vaping. I should have known about Nat Chloe because, he sent dick pics to a married woman, and really that's not too cool. I didn't get mad at him for it. He made a mistake. But then this Gluck guy says, oh, fuck you, Nat Chloe, you stabbed me in the back. Meanwhile, I'm doing good. I'm doing groovy heavy shows, and Nat Chloe's DMing me. Oh, you're so cool. You're so funny. And I gave him a message. I said, I want to talk to Matthew Stearns because I wanted to phone him, but we don't have the server. So Nat Clo, can you give? And Nat Clo says, yeah, man, I'm a mod. I'll give him your message. I'll give him your message. And then last week he said he never did. So he lied to me back then. And anyway, he's cool with me. He's cool with me. And then I lose Busters. And then he bans me and says, fuck you, Sam Hill. And I know he digs me. Now, a lot of people don't like me, but they watch me because I'm good. I'm a fascinating guy. Don't you think I know it? But I had hard times too. So yeah, click. Who stands up? Who said doxing is wrong? Who said doxing is wrong? It's just not wrong for the people you like. 0.0.
Did you see that Jimmer has pictures of Rostog's kids?
Oh, I'm not defending that Jimmer. I went after him. And I don't like Jimmer. And if he did that, fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. But, you know, you can't say don't bring in kids and wives when Rostog and all these people bring in my wife. Now, do I care that little bit?
Shit,
okay,
man.
And click. He's not perfect. He talked about you. Should I?
Yes, I am.
He talked about wanting to skull my fuck, not just skull my fuck, but to death. Correct, click. And then
You'd have to.
Talked about what that meant.
Because you'd have to, like, how, like, the ear hole is not big enough. There'd have to be, like, a fucking, you'd have to cave someone's head in with a blunt object and then, like, fuck them mush. Like a pie. I don't know, man. Yeah, I did think that was odd and funny. I did kind of laugh at that.
Right? So it's okay to make fun of my wife, but like I brought up a wife not in a aggressive way to Rostog, and he got real offended. How dare I bring up my wife? But then you guys are talking about skull fucking my wife. The way he could damage you, which is why Hostbusters, the Doxer, he's the one person who really got to me because I expected from Ross. And he's not a racist, by the way, and I said that, and that's why it's good to have some incredible like me, because people know that I don't dig a lot of Ross, but I will tell the truth. He's no racist. So you get a guy like me who calls Ross fuckface, and he's lied to me and killed programs and made up things, but he's not a racist. He's like that to every fucking person.
Maybe he's not a racist.
No, he was only that way to one race, but he's an asshole to every race.
Yeah.
White people like me.
I think he enjoys the edginess of the N-word. If there was any other word that would get a response, he would use that. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't think it has anything to do with racism with Rostog. I mean, but I'll admit that everybody has a little bit of racism in them. It's just the way that it works. It's not necessarily racism, but otherism. If you're in a group of people and it's obvious that you're different than them, you're going to feel a little differently. You're going to talk to them a little bit differently. They're going to talk to you differently. It's just the way it is. You're the other.
This gives me an opening to talk about what started ending Busters. Are you with me there, Click?
I'm here.
And I hope you play that music at any point and get me back because I can lose my train of thought. So one of the things that bothered me big time with Busters is the only time I left the show was I was trying to have fun with this black man named Van Halen, and we were having fun. Now, and then this lady comes on, and I didn't call him a monkey. I said Bellin was going to treat him like a monkey, but even so, I like monkeys. I called Creighton a monkey. It was nothing racist, but look at my actions. Look at my actions. Now, this woman came on and called me a racist pig. That was her first words to me, and I took offense. I'm no racist. Now, Click is talking about these stereotypes we have, but no race is better in human value than any other, and I think Click would agree, and he's not a racist, and neither am I. Now, we have stereotypes that I talk about. So, Hostbusters didn't say anything. I went off and quit. Now, look at my actions. This is my defense. Don't necessarily listen to what people say and be naive like clickbait. Look at their actions. My action was, and I wrote about this when 2 or 3 people were reading, me going to becoming a friend as a boy with another black individual, people put pressure on me. I had black friends. I talked about, I had this a beautiful lady who noticed me at church and got her brother to ask me. She wanted to draw me. There was this beautiful black lady. We were like 16, and she thought I was like St. Augustine. And what I'm saying, okay, look at my actions. This person called me a racist pig. My action, one of my dames came to me and said she was pregnant, she was black, and I didn't say have an abortion, I don't believe in it. I said, okay, let's get married. So I married a black woman. One final thing, and I'll shut the fuck up. There's only one person who had a black co-host. Cho, who, by the way, a few people knew my first name, 6 and 7. We never gave it up. Cho knew my first name. He's black, by the way. I made him co-host. So I hated that someone called me a racist pig in Hostbusters, and he just jumped on it again, Hostbusters, because he knows the show is me and him, and he can't fake it. You take me out of the show, it becomes an ordinary show. So what I'm saying is I take offense when someone calls me a racist. I've never said the N-word except in a Lenny Bruce routine that went against the N-word. So do I take offense at being called certain things? Yeah, I'm a human being. I took offense at that. And that started me not happy with Hostbusters, that he would let me be called a name like that in no defense. What's he that wishes so, my cousin? No, my fair cousin. If we are marked to die, we are enow to do our country loss. And if to live the fewer men, the greater share of honor. God's will, I pray thee, wish not one man more. By Tom. By Click, I am not covetous for gold, nor care I who doth feed upon my cost. It yearns me not if men my garments wear. Such outward things do not dwell in my desires. But if it be sin to covet honor, I am the most offending soul alive. No, faith, my cousin, wish not a man from chat God's peace. I would not lose so great an honor as one man more methinks would share from me. For the best hope I have, oh, do not wish one more. Rather, proclaim it Click through my host, that he which hath no stomach to this fight, let him depart. His passport shall be made, and crowns for convoy put into his purse. We would not die in that man's company that fears his fellowship to die with us. This day is called the Feast of Caspian. He that outlives this day and comes safe home and gets through this plague upon us will stand a tiptoe when this time is named, and rouse him at the name of Crispian. He that shall live this day and see old age and get through this virus will yearly on the vigil feast his neighbors and say, tomorrow is St. Crispian's. We got through this virus. Then will he strip his sleeve and show his scars and say, these words I had on Crispian days, old me forget. Yet all shall be forgot, but he'll remember with advantages what feast he did that day and got through these virus times. Then shall our names familiar in his mouth as household names, Harry the King, Bedford and Exeter, Warwick and Talbot, Salisbury, Gloucestershire and Clickbait be in their flowing cups freshly remember. This story shall the good man teach his son from this day to the ending of the world, but we in it shall be remembered. We few, we happy few, we band of brothers, for he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother, be he never so vile. This day shall gentle his condition, and gentlemen now abed shall think themselves accursed. They were not here, and hold their manhood's cheap whiles any speaks that fought with his upon St. Crispian Days and Pop Vulture Incorporated.
That was fucking awesome. I was playing a little bit. I was like practicing a little bit of what I'm about to play, but I can already see what I'm gonna do with that.
I was thinking about it because it was Shakespeare gave this king a speech in the time of trial, and I'm not gonna. Nobody should lie to you. Things don't look real cool. Like 10% of the population may die, and this may be. Now here comes something cool. Go click.
All right, I'm gonna play, man. I gotta take my earbuds out so I don't hear myself too strongly. All right, 1 second.